Hello and welcome to Let's Chat About, where we, chat to guests about their favourite things. And carrying on from the theme from last month where we did Pokemon Pearl with Alex, we're sticking with video games. And I'm joined by Mr. Zenithfire98, aka Connor, who's currently scratching his nip.
Hello.
He's sporting his Lloyd Christmas haircut.
As you can see, just need the chip tooth now. I've got it all down.
Good. Okay then. Let's get straight into this then. So, Connor, a simple and easy question for you that you definitely cannot fuck up.
Oh god, I can. There's so many choices.
What's your favourite video game?
For the purpose of this video, I'm going to say Doom 2016.
Okay, Doom 2016. Let's chat about Doom then.
You got to put some epic music in right now.
Okay, so simple question again. Why do you like this game?
Doom is one of those games. It's just pure fucking mayhem. And I love fast-paced games, single-player games. Multiplayer games are fun, but it's when you're slabbing demons, pulling the heads apart. Gotta have it done. It's gotta be the way. That's my reason for loving this game. On top of the fact that it is like a massive upgrade from Doom 3, which totally just sent the series into a fucking spiral. So it's like the revival of the series, so that's why it's my favourite one.
Okay, that was very brief. Not going to talk about the soundtrack. Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Graphics.
Soundtrack by far my favourite soundtrack of any game ever. Beats anything. Heavy metal as fuck. And graphics are okay. Bit more gritty than Doom Eternal is, but I like it a bit more. But Doom Eternal's got the fast paced thing down, but Doom 2016 was the thing that just started it off for me. Again, I do love Doom, but Doom 2016 was just that big push that I was like, yes, back into this. Gotta have it done. Gotta play as much as I can, and I put too many hours into that game. Way too many hours.
Okay, then that is a bit more what I would like to hear. So, what makes this different to the other games in the series? 'Cause obviously, there's loads of Doom games before this. What makes this, and after this, what makes this different to those ones in general?
Oh god. So Doom 1, the original Doom, was probably like the first FPS that really started everything off, kicking everything off. So that's gotta hold like a high title, but Doom 2016 just took everything from all the original Dooms, other than Doom 3, because that's got nothing to do with anything. There's a bit of lore that's followed through, but not much because it's a more horror game than what it was before. Doom 2016 just took all the originals and just improved on it all. I feel like the only thing that I don't like about 2016 will probably be like the glory kills of like a bit broken some places, but other than that, the game's like amazing compared to the originals. Obviously, graphically, smoothness of the game, getting it running. I mean, it can run on like basically a toaster, so that says a lot. But now, Doom 2016 defo took all the originals and just like improved in every place it could, especially soundtrack. Went from 8-bit little melodies to some heavy metal shit. Every time you go into a battle, it just kicks your ears in.
Okay, then. How would you pitch this game to like a new player who's obviously heard about Doom or seen some stuff about Doom, and they're like, "Oh, do I want to get into it? Do I not want to get into it?" And they come to you, have this little chat with you, and you go, "Okay, this is why you should play it, and this is the pitch."
Oh god. I'll do like an advertisement pitch.
Imagine I'm a Lord Alan Sugar. You're pitching it to me, The Apprentice.
Oh my god, I'm nervous now. Hang on. Hello.
or it's Dragon's Den, which would make more sense.
It's Dragon's Den. Oh my god.
Either way,
that means there's more people here now. I'm more nervous. Oh.
It's just four versions of me. One's got a longer wig on.
Can you do a Scottish voice for me?
No. If Hayden was here, she would dub it over me.
Oh god, trying to sell Doom 2016. Have you played FPSs before? Do you want mayhem? Do you want to kill demons? This is the game for you. I feel like it's one of them things where, like, even before, when you try to sell it to someone, like I've tried to sell it for you in the past, it's hard to push exactly what it is until you play it yourself. It's one of them games that once you get into it, you get into like a groove, and you can just like smash it out. Like I've played it for like over 200 hours now, something ridiculous. So I think it's just one of the things that you get into. You have to play it to know what it's funny about. But if I was to say, I mean, I recommend it to like music fans as well, because people who like music normally jump onto it. Like, obviously, won soundtrack of the year, and the defo deserves soundtrack of the year. But gameplay wise, if you like fast paced FPSs where you just cause absolute mayhem, then you're gonna love this. Like Call of Duty Zombies, maybe I'll put it to. It's the only thing that I can think of that's like
Fast
similar to
paced.
Doom, with like obviously just killing like waves of demons and whatnot. But it's just the layout of Doom as well. I feel like it's just got it perfect, man. Like every setting is just like so great. Like there's a story there which you don't need to follow, so it's great if people just want to jump in and fuck about. But if you want the lore, it is all there. It's just more reading than actual story. So, but
Okay.
God, selling this game's a hard one because it's so niche. It's so different
I,
from everything else.
I don't know. To be fair, I think you just sold it perfectly to me.
I've
I
sold it
feel
to
like
you.
at first you did. Obviously, you started off with this. You similar to Alex's sort of joke of, "Do you like FPS?" Sort of that kind of thing. And I was like, "Okay, he's going the same way as Alex here. This is going to be really quick." But then you actually elaborated on reasonings, and I feel like you sold it perfectly of what it was. You pointed out the fast pace, pointed out the obviously it's waves of demons, soundtracks just beating in you. I think you just nailed it on the head there, Sonny Jim.
And Bob's on the head, like one of them zombies.
Exactly. You did it perfectly there. Bravo.
Thank you,
There's a
sir.
little
Thank
clap
you,
for you
sir.
there. Okay then. So, where would you like to see? Obviously, they've done Doom Eternal, so it's already gone into the future now, anyway. But where would you like to see this franchise go into the future? Maybe bringing some stuff from this game, maybe into the future installments and improving on it.
So I feel like Doom Eternal was defo. I want to say a better version of Doom 2016, but Doom 2016 had the grittiness which I enjoyed more. It seemed darker toned than the new one. Like, the new one, you hit something, it's like a pinata of colours everywhere. And I feel like sometimes that takes me out of it. Like
And
in Doom
Demolition.
2016, yeah. I mean, yeah, you don't have to play with those on, but who's not going to play Doom, of course?
You mean like when me and you did when I played it over Christmas?
Who's not going to play with the Doom Corn skin? But I feel like it's just one of those things. Like I love Doom Eternal. I've put many hours into that as well. I mean, I've completed it like 3 or 4 times now. But it is just having that total revamp in 2016 that like ignited everything I love about the game again. So trying to get that back into Eternal was hard. Like I did enjoy it, but it wasn't the same. Like hitting, it wasn't the same as 2016. So, oh god, taking it into the future. I feel like if they made what Eternal is now, maybe take away some of the abilities, because some of them are just like there's so many things to press, like that, like everything just seems like over the top, which is great, but maybe tone down a little bit and put more grittiness back into it. Less fucking pinata colours everywhere every time you smash something. Other than that, I feel like they've nailed it. I feel like Eternal and 16, they're both on the balance for me. I do love the grittiness of 16, but also the fast pace of Eternal is like 10 times faster than 2016 was, and that was already fast. So, on par. But future installments, it's going to be hard to top what they've already got. I feel like they can only develop on Eternal a bit more. Obviously, new DLC comes out soon. I'm hoping that's a bit more gritty, because I know the story's a bit more gritty in the DLC. So hopefully they add some new stuff, some harder stuff.
Okay. So what you're saying is more grittiness, less controls, basically.
Yeah, I see the controls make sense in certain areas, but like obviously at the end of Eternal, you get the Crucible, and then you go into the DLC and you haven't even got it anymore. It's like, well, what was the point of that then? Like, where's the Crucible? I understand in the storyline you do use it to kill the main like boss, but it seems like this ability you get which is OP as hell, and then it's just gone, and it's like, oh okay, thanks for that. That was probably one of my favourite weapons in the game, and it's gone. So
Okay. So as you obviously said, it's your favorite game. Obviously there's some flaws within it. Obviously, like this. Obviously, it's an old game. Well, I wouldn't say old, but old enough. But the fact that when I played it, I had like a glitch that fucked me over and had to make me restart an entire chapter because I couldn't get it. Literally, the music was playing like there's non-stop, like there's meant to be something around, but there was nothing around.
it's not
So,
there.
how would you like improve upon the game? What would you want to see improved upon?
In
Within
2016,
this 2016 one.
bloody hell.
Not even like a future installment, specifically in 2016. What would you like to see improved within it? If they went back to this now and went, oh, we're going to do an update, what would you like to see them improve on it and fix and whatnot?
Multiplayer.
Multiplayer.
As much as I kind of got into it, it felt like Quake Online, but it's full of hackers, man. Like they put no effort into keeping it moderated. It just got like bombarded. Like I wanted to get all the achievements, but it's literally impossible to get it with multiplayer. So hopefully, like in Eternal, obviously they took that out. They took multiplayer out, other than like the battle mode. But I quite enjoyed like the player versus player element of 2016. So I hope they revamp that somehow. But other than that, obviously a few bug fixes, like you said, like there is certain things like I fell through the map a few times. It doesn't happen very often, but it has happened. And that's like in the latest patch. So snap map something that like I'd love to see revamped as well. Like when you can create your own maps, that's not in Eternal, and I wish to develop one in more with 2016. But it's quite basic in 2016. There was some good things in it, but defo snap map. I think snap map's my number one. If there's gonna go back and do something, 100% make snap map better, because that was just like everything I wanted. Co-op was in it, co-op demon killing on new maps that everyone could create. So yeah, 100% that one.
Okay. This is not on my list at all, but I mentioned it before, and I see Doom has been a game that's been adapted into two films. Let's per se. And though the original wasn't a masterpiece, it's still a lot better than the clusterfuck that was Doom Annihilation. Was it called?
Right, you have to talk about Annihilation because I've not seen that one because I refuse to give them my
Oh,
money because it is terrible.
I'm regretting paying 10 quid for it. It was. Though some moments like some things look good in it, overall it's just a shoddy ass film. It makes the Rocks movie look like
Like a masterpiece.
let me try and think like a really like well known like popular movie.
Indiana Jones.
You're just saying that because the new game got announced.
It links in.
Fair enough. Yeah, it makes the original Doom movie with The Rock look like Indiana Jones. Essentially, it's like the first Indiana Jones and Doom Annihilation's the last Indiana Jones, but worse.
I've seen clips from Annihilation. I've seen like reviews, and my god, like the clips I've seen are terrible.
But obviously, what sort of elements from Doom 2016, if they were to make a movie or a TV show, we're not biased here. What sort of elements from 2016's game would you be interested in to seeing in an adaptation?
Oh god, making a series would be difficult because I don't think you could actually include Doom Guy. It'd have to be like the previous stuff to build up the lore. But making a movie, just they could stick a pure FPS movie. What's that film called where it's all first person?
Hardcore Henry.
Yeah, they could do it like that. No talking, just going around absolutely decimating demons. Obviously, they could have like side characters building on the story like they do in the game, but main protagonist can't talk. That's why I feel like this Doom films fell off, because they just threw this new protagonist in. Like, isn't Annihilation the main protagonist a female?
Yeah.
Which totally is like nowhere near what Doom is, which is crazy.
And if I remember
Like,
correctly, she pissed off like the entire fan base when didn't she make a comment about Doom Guy or something? And she pissed off. I think
she said something about like who needs Doom Guy and you got Doom Girl or something.
yeah, and she pissed off like the entire internet. I remember
because
that.
like, there is like obviously like a fan thing of like a female Doom character, but she's like buff as hell still. Like, it's not like a scrawny ass woman. Like, she's got to be buff to pick up the BFG, man. Like, you know what I mean, ripping demons in half. But nah, I feel like the films are just like there is the scene in the original Doom film where it went
first
FPS, and
person.
I thought that was probably the best part of the film. Other than that, the rest was just so bad. Like it had nothing to do with anything. It's like, oh, here's a demon. But I feel like as well with the Doom film, they went off Doom 3, which is probably everyone's least favorite Doom game because it's not anything like any other Doom. So when they based the movie off it, I suppose they went for more horror element rather than the action. So
Which is weird because The Rock's in it. He's usually the go-to action guy.
I'll say what he is nowadays. Anyway, back
Yeah.
then it was
Well,
like these first
yeah,
couple, I suppose, wasn't it?
back then he's already done the Scorpion King by that point. So
Scorpion.
he was sort of doing the odd action like film per se. But yeah, obviously nowadays I think if he did a project now, I reckon that it would be like a full action film. To be fair though, The Rock wasn't even the main protagonist of that film anyway. So
So yeah,
it was
ended up being the older guy.
it's a
I
fucking
had no
Carl
idea who
Urban,
he is.
the guy from fucking The Boys. He was the main protagonist of the whole film. But
I feel like The Rock could pull it off now. Like
yeah,
muscle sticking out his armor and shit. Like as long as you don't see his head, just see his arms.
yeah, I feel like he's got the right build now to pull it off.
Big buff geezer.
Then again, I think he was quite decently buff when the first film came out anyway, so I think he could have done it to an extent a Doom guy, but no, definitely. He's buff as fuck. He could definitely pull off a Doom guy at the moment.
I feel like Doom film could be good, but the script was so bad, and it's just. I mean, obviously it's outdated now as well. Like, how old is it? Like
2004.
2004. Jesus
That's off the
Christ!
top of my noggin. I think it might have been 5 actually.
But that's a while back. But I feel like if they did it now, obviously with the new CG, I say that, but Annihilation was terrible. And that only came out last year, didn't it?
Yeah, but that was like I think that was a straight to like DVD film though.
They just need to pump some budget into it. I feel like even if it is all CGI, not like Resident Evil movies,
Yeah.
that would. I feel like that would work. Like I'd definitely watch it. So
Well, Resident Evil's not all CGI in the films. Obviously, there's certain zombies are, but most of the like base zombies aren't.
no, I mean like the full CGI ones, like the.
Yes, I mean the Executioner.
No, is it Executioner? The one with like just Leon, where it's like animated the whole film.
Oh, sorry. I thought you meant the characters in the. Yeah, I know
No,
you're on
no.
about. You're on about Degeneration, Damnation, and Vendetta.
Yeah,
The
yeah.
one they're
So
doing
like
into a
those
TV
what we
series now.
do. Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
So I feel like if they did that, it would be a bit better.
2005.
I was gonna say 2005 as well.
Demolition came out in 2019. But as I say, that was a straight to. I can't remember off the top of my head if that was made by the Sci-Fi Channel, if it was just straight to DVDs, and you know what's happening there. You can't do a Doom movie with straight to fucking DVD. It needs to be like big screen, big budget, because it's gonna need a lot of fucking CGI and a big named actor to fucking. Even if you don't see his face, you just see his arms,
I say yeah.
and then you know it's The Rock by all the tats on the arm.
But it's like all the game studios that made Doom literally pushed herself away from the movie and was like, we have nothing to do with it. Like they already knew it's gonna be bad. So I don't understand how they even got the IP for Doom. Like who sold it them? Because they knew it's gonna be bad from the get go.
Which one you on
So,
about? Yeah, the original Doom.
Annihilation.
No, I was gonna. Yeah, I remember us having a conversation about that when it first was about to come out, and they're like, "Okay, no, we don't have any sort of." Because at first they were all like, "Oh yeah, we're in on this," and then when it first like later on down the line, they're like, "Actually, you know what? We're not having any involvement in this. Yeah, we're putting a statement here. We were not involved in that movie. That movie is just a pile of fucking crap." See if I can get off my shelf. I put my Blu-rays too tight though, so it's fucking difficult to get them off.
It's just a clusterfuck, wasn't it?
There's some elements of it that were like interesting, like the fact that obviously some of the I don't know if you can see the case.
Like, what is that demon meant to be? Like, what demon in Doom looks like that?
See, like when they did like some of the demon shots of them, they look fine. They did look like they used like prosthetics and all that, so it looked fine. But I don't know if you can see the back. There's a demon on the back right there in the middle.
What the hell is that?
There's like a whole army of them in like hell or whatever it fucking is, and it's all CGI. It looks so fucking bad. It's ridiculous. There's literally like a scene as well when there's a fucking demon like doing like fucking like a Goku big ball of her. Which looks really bad. Like the janky ass CGI is just hilariously bad. I can't be asked to put that back on the shelf yet. It goes on the floor where it deserves to be.
I feel like obviously they stepped away from that movie for the fact that, like, imagine the rep on Doom Eternal, because that was coming out just before that movie released just before Doom Eternal, right?
No, when Eternal came out last year. Remember 2020.
Yeah, I swear that movie was like coming out before it, right?
Yeah, but it was like I want to say August time, so it was a good while before Eternal was coming out. Actually, then again, Eternal's original release date, when was that?
Oh God, I don't know, but I remember they pushed it back. Wasn't it March?
Wasn't it
Pretty
20?
sure. Oh no, it did come out in March, didn't it?
Yeah, but wasn't it 2019 originally? It was meant to come out.
I think it meant to come out December or at least January, and then
No,
they pushed
I
it back.
swear it was meant to be like November, wasn't it? It was actually November, I think 2019. It was meant to come out, which I think actually might be when that fucking clusterfuck came out, and obviously they pushed it back to work on it, make it better, which they did. But yeah, basically just make a fucking better Doom movie,
Yeah,
guys.
make a movie, and if you can do a series, don't include Doom Guy unless he's like some lore
I'm
character.
gonna
And
say
just
realistically,
build
they
on.
should, if they were to approach a series, they should build it up as other characters, like building up the lore, and then like the last like episode, some Doom guy comes in and just helps them out. Bit like I don't know if you ever saw that Halo miniseries they did, that Forward Until Dawn.
No, I've never
They
seen it.
I think it was linked to like Halo 4 that came out when that came out on game. You literally could get it with it,
Yeah,
and basically like, Master Chief's not until the last act. The entire film, well, series, if you put it together, it's like a film. It builds up this new character and like this group of characters, and then right at the end, when everything starts going clusterfuck, obviously the aliens come invading and whatnot. Uh, Fucking Master Chief then comes in and helps them, so he's kept out until the last act, and that's it. So something like that, basically. So like
yeah. So,
builds up like the lore, and then I say Master Chief and Doom Guy.
so the thing is, like building up the laws all great and that, but then it obviously do that take away from what they could do with the games. Like obviously with the Witcher series, they went around the games. I feel like they went around the games more than the book. So like, would they do that with Doom? That I feel like Doom's definitely a hard one to make a movie or a series for because it's so different from everything else on the market. Like when you play Call of Duty, like your protagonist doesn't talk a lot that you play as, but everyone else builds story around you, I guess, and you are kind of included in it. But and you could put any character in like Call of Duty player things, and it would make sense still. But with Doom Guy is that one character that like everyone knows. Like if you play the originals, he's there still. Like it's a very weird one. So Doom, obviously Doom 3, like and that would totally changed everything. Like the lore was still there, and it kind of carried across to 2016 and stuff. But it is just so different from everything else, and they tried to pull away from that again. Oh, it's very different. I mean, Doom 2016, when it was in development, was nothing like it was when it came out. It was like more story driven, and they totally scrapped it because they knew that it was going to just flop because no one wants story in a Doom game. So it's a hard one, very hard. I wouldn't be able to make a movie off it because it's just. I mean, there's lore there, but there's not enough to build upon a movie anyway. I don't know how they've done
Unless they
two.
added their own lore.
Yeah, unless I did their own lore, or just took like a total different spin on Doom. Like obviously used the demons and the setting, but like made a new character, but an actual decent one, not fucking some half-assed crappy crew like they have in every single one they've done so far. I feel like they have this like, oh, these are like the crew, the army people, whatever. They go in, die. No, well, none are very good, are they? For fuck's sake, like.
Okay. Well, I have one last question for you, good sir.
Go on then, hit me with it.
Out of 5, what would you give this game?
Oh, I'm gonna give it a 4 because it's perfect on everything but multiplayer. I feel that that's where it falls. Obviously, I mean, multiplayer's not the main focus, but I'll give it a 4. 4 out of 5. Soundtrack's a 5 out of 5 though.
Okay. Well, that's it for Let's Chat About. Join me next month as I welcome Hayden to discuss a very obvious game that I know she's going to go with because it's Hayden. She's definitely going to go with Skyrim, but you know, she might shock us all. Who knows?
Might have a quick change.
So, thanks for joining me, Connor.
No worries.
It was a very interesting chat, I will say.
Can I say one more thing?
What?
R.I.P. Mick Gordon.
He's not dead. He's just
He's not dead. He's just not on the team anymore.
See you next time.
Bye.